Welcome to the Leadership Career Accelerator. I'm Barry Moline, and for nearly 30 years I've been a CEO, working with leaders and teams who are trying to figure out how to get to the next level. On this channel, we talk about the strategies that actually move the needle, the kind of insight you won't find in a textbook, but you will find in the room where real decisions get made. Today we're talking about mindset, specifically the shifts that separate leaders who break through from those who stay stuck. And I want to tell you something straight. Your results right now, your revenue, your team, the current state of your business, they're a direct reflection of how you think. Not the market, not the economy, not the competition, your mindset. If you want different results, you need to make a real shift in how you see yourself and what you believe is possible. I want to start with a story. Recently, I worked with a founder who had every advantage: sharp instincts, a strong service that his customers liked, and a capable team. But he couldn't scale past a certain point. Every time the business got close to the next level, something would always go sideways. A key hire would fall through. A deal would collapse. He'd pull back just before expanding to the next level. We talked about it one afternoon, and what he said surprised me. He said, "Barry, I don't know if I'm built for a company of that size." That was it. That was the ceiling. And it wasn't the market. It was in his head. A year later, he did the hard work of confronting that belief. He rebuilt his view of himself as a leader, and the business followed. Within 18 months, he doubled revenues and built a leadership team he actually trusted. That's what this video is about: getting to the next level. The top 1% of leaders think about themselves differently than everyone else. It's not arrogance, it's identity. They don't just do the work of a great leader, they believe they are one. And that difference between doing the tasks and being the person makes a huge difference. Here's how the brain works. You will never consistently outperform your own self-image. You can try every strategy, every system, every tactic, but if deep down you don't believe you're the kind of person who can build something significant, you'll find a way to undermine it. I've seen it happen to brilliant founders over and over. So before implementing any strategy, the first job is to upgrade your identity. Here are 3 mindset shifts that show up consistently at the highest level of leadership. Shift 1 is moving from an employee mindset to an owner mindset. An employee asks, "What do I need to do today to get this off my to-do list?" An owner asks a different question: "What needs to happen for this business to succeed? And am I building the right foundation to get there?" Owner mindset means taking full responsibility for the wins and the losses. No blaming the team, the market, or the circumstances. You own it all. That's uncomfortable at first, but there's also something liberating about it. When you know you're in charge, everything is clear. You know what needs to change, and you know who needs to change it. That's the only mindset that leads to the highest level. Shift 2 is moving from scarcity to abundance. A scarcity mindset tells you that if someone else wins, you lose, that there's not enough market share, not enough opportunity, not enough room. An abundance mindset says the opposite. The market is large. Opportunity is everywhere. Your job is to deliver so much value that growth becomes the natural result. You already know which one describes you. The question is, are you going to change and seek an abundance mindset? Shift 3 is moving from comfort to growth. The best leaders I've known are genuinely comfortable being uncomfortable, not because they enjoy difficulty, but because they understand what it means. Every time they push past where they've been before, they're becoming the person capable of leading at the next level. Comfort is the enemy of growth. And if you're making decisions designed to protect where you are rather than build where you're going, that's the mindset that's keeping you stuck. Go and take on one challenge you've been avoiding. It doesn't have to be massive. It just has to be outside of where you're comfortable. That's where the growth is. And that's where the next version of you is waiting. So how do you put this into practice? Look at your business honestly and ask, which of these 3 shifts do you need most right now? Owner mindset, abundance mindset, or growth mindset? Write your goals. Put them somewhere you'll see them every morning before you start work. Then, every time you make a significant decision this week, ask yourself one question. Is this the decision of the leader I'm trying to become? The bottom line is you didn't start a business to stay average. The results you want are available to you, but they require a different version of you to get there. That starts with how you think. If this video gave you something to think about, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it their way. Sometimes the best thing we can do for someone is to hand them the right idea at the right time. I'm Barry Moline, and I'll see you in the next video.